What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gaming with the Broscast, episode 146 for the week of November 7th, the week of Sonic Frontiers, God of War, but most importantly, Nick, it's your birthday in a couple days.
Which also means it's our anniversary.
You're right. This will be our 3-year anniversary, right? Wow.
3 years.
3 years. That's insane.
I don't know. We should do something special next week. Should do like a. I don't know. What do you do when you hit an anniversary on a podcast?
I don't know. We'll have to think of something. Like maybe we'll do like a. I don't know. Maybe we'll do like our.
Well, I know what we can do.
Yeah, good.
We could talk about our favorite episodes, or talk about our favorite moments from the podcast.
I think we can do that.
Okay.
Cool. My name is Harrison. I am, of course, joined by Nick, as always. And before we dive into pretty much Bayonetta 3, because I think that's really all we've been playing this week. Nick, how was your week?
It was good. Oh my gosh, what did I even do? I went to a wedding this weekend. Actually,
oh my
I got
God,
a cold.
Man.
Yeah, I got a cold and was feeling better just in time for the wedding. But this is our last one of the year.
Okay.
So
nice.
So no more. I think we have like 2 next year. But yeah, this was like our 8th wedding this year. Yeah, 8th or 9th.
How many were you and Alicia in?
I was in 2. She was in 1.
Okay.
And they were all different weddings.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad if you're not like involved. You can kind of just coast in.
Yeah. You don't have to like rent a suit or anything.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, it's just freaking year of weddings, man.
So many weddings, man.
I mean, it makes sense. Like,
yeah, I mean, all your friends are. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, everyone's at that stage of life, or most people in our friend group are, and no one really got married in 2020 or 2021 because of COVID. So everyone kind of pushed theirs back, or just planned for it to be, as far out from COVID as possible.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It's just
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Well,
but yeah.
Really I mean, I guess this is really the last. I mean, over in North Carolina, it was nice over the weekend, so good. I'm glad it wasn't super cold. I'm assuming their wedding was probably inside at this stage.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool.
Yeah, it did rain that like later on in the night.
Yeah.
But it felt really good. Like it.
Nice little mist.
My gosh, yeah. Temperature was great. I mean, couldn't have asked for better weather during the day, but. Yeah, that's pretty much what I did.
Sweet.
Played some Bayonetta. Did a little bit more house stuff, but nothing too serious.
Okay.
How's your week? How you doing?
It was good, man. I played. I really didn't play much video games until like yesterday. I played for like 4 or 5 hours yesterday, but I am like full swing on Christmas mode. I have been spending majority of my days outside, just getting things ready.
Out?
Yeah, like We did like I usually just do like the front of my house, like because I always get on the roof. Because I have to clean out the leaves because it's just ridiculous. And B, I always put Christmas lights on the roof. But this year I did a little bit different. Normally I have like these clips that you put on your roof, and I normally just kind of like in between each bulb or like every other few bulbs I'll just put it on the wire. But this year, Brittany wanted me to make it so like the hook actually went into like the bulb itself. So that way, like at the end, at the end result, it looks like a gingerbread house. So it looks really awesome. And this year I wanted to also do the back of the house for the most part. And so I did that. I went and bought more light bulbs, more like clips and stuff like that. I even got to the point where like I was probably going up on the roof every day for like a week straight, and I was like, man, like I've never like been close to falling off, but increasing the amount of times that I'm on the roof is going to increase my inevitability of falling off. No, I mean, I'm always super careful. And our roof isn't super high until you get to the kind of the second story peak. Then it's a little scary. But I always try to be super careful as possible.
Dude,
but
apparently there are so many accidents during this time of year.
Yeah.
Just from people getting up on ladders.
Yeah.
And trying to go like up on the roof. Maybe not up on the roof, but just like trying to.
Luckily for me, the way since my deck like comes off of the house, like it's like a risen deck. It's from the top of the ladder. It's like less than a foot of me having to step over. So it's really easy, and there's like a little eave too that I can hold on to and like step up. But I'll just always have Brittany hold on to the ladder for me. So it's really easy to get up and down the roof. But once you're up there, like at the peak, it could be a little scary if you're. I'm not really afraid of heights, but also after having kids and being 30, you're not immortal anymore. So
yeah, that's a tough combination.
Yeah, so you just you got to put that into play when you do anything anymore. So
God, I can't believe you've been on the roof every day this week.
Yeah, I didn't go up yesterday. I went today or yesterday because I'm pretty much done.
Yeah,
but I was up there a Saturday. So yeah.
Why didn't you just do it all at once, or was it just like too much to do?
Well, like the first time I got up there, I cleaned off like the leaves, and I brought down our giant spider. And then I put up half of the lights, but ran out of clips, so I had to come back down. So yeah, just had it. You got to go to the store and get more stuff. But yeah, other than that, pretty standard work week, all that fun stuff. So yeah, it's a good week.
Nice,
it's a good week. You want to dive into some Bayonetta 3 talk?
Let's dive in. I've been playing a lot. I've been playing like 1 or 2 chapters a night.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Having that cadence, it kind of like it breaks itself up. I mean, it's broken into chapters, but like maybe
I have no idea what's going on with the story at all.
Well, it's a dumb story. Like it's kind of like it's the multiverse, right? So you're seeing different versions of Bayonetta. Like that was all in the trailers. So it's not really a spoiler, but it really doesn't make too much sense. Like you're seeing all these different types of Bayonetta, all these different Bayonettas, and then eventually like you get their weapon sets.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Get their demons. Yeah, there are a lot of like really, really cool weapons.
Yeah, in this cool game. Weapons. Like all the demons are pretty unique. But it's weird because like you can unlock. So I'm not that far in this. Well, I'm probably about halfway through the game, a little bit more. But like you can unlock like the gun set from Bayonetta 1 and 2. But in the description it says like a Bayonetta from another another whatever. So I was like, I thought you are the regular Bayonetta, so like wouldn't that just be her guns? So that was a little confusing to me. But maybe it makes sense. I don't know.
That's what I thought too. Like I thought it was just like, oh, you're playing as the same Bayonetta with a different hairstyle. Yeah, because that's the only thing that's changed between the games. It's her her hairstyle and her clothing. Yeah, maybe it is a different Bayonetta.
Yeah, that's
maybe
possible. I mean, she's got a different voice actress, so I mean,
yeah,
it all makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. Like the action. I mean, it's the same like what you kind of expect from 1 and 2. Having like the demons that you can actually kind of summon and play as like adds like a really kind of like an oh shit button at some points where you're like you're just getting overwhelmed and you can just like bring the monsters in or whatever and have them like do like some AoE attacks and stuff like that. But yeah,
but then there's times you can't use them too. Like there's times where your demon will get one-shotted. Like depending on like the boss or the enemy that you're facing, so it's not like it's not always an out. You can't just always revert back to it. Like I find myself really just playing Bayonetta for a lot of the time, and then maybe if it's taking too long to kill an enemy or a boss, I'll whip out the demon. Yeah, and I'll try to like use them in combos and whatnot. But
is that a new microphone, by the way?
No, why?
I don't know. Just look. Do you have it set up differently?
It might just be the angle.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looked.
Does it sound different?
It doesn't sound any different. I just thought maybe it's the angle. Maybe I'm just not used to it. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, the combat's super fun. I, I I think the only part of the game I have not liked as much is playing as Viola. I don't like her moveset, and I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit harder too.
It is because you have the parry,
Yeah,
which means the timing is a little bit
that's
more
true.
precise.
Yeah, the parry. Yeah,
Yeah, and like I feel like her moveset isn't like obviously isn't as expanded as Bayonetta's because she only has like her sword
yeah,
and then her darts and then Cheshire
yeah.
as her demon, and none of those change, or at least they haven't thus
So
far.
far,
So
yeah.
she's definitely just not as versatile, and yeah, I would agree. I don't know why I don't know why Platinum decided to add her in. I understand like the levels with Jean. Wait, is that how you say her name? Jean?
Jean, yeah,
Jean. Okay, yeah, yeah. Like I get those levels like kind of being like a breakup
yeah.
point.
Those things are super cool.
Yeah,
Like
it's funny that they're side missions and you have to play them though.
that is weird too, because yeah, it's like side story part one or chapter whatever. Yeah, that is a
Yeah,
little weird, but maybe they figured you'd skip over them. But I actually really like the Jean stuff. Like if they were to like separate that out from like and make it like its own game and like maybe expand upon it a little bit, I think it could be like pretty cool. But
yeah, it could be
um,
really good.
yeah, but yeah, I like those little areas. It's definitely a I don't know what did you say uh, refreshing. I don't know, like
Yeah,
a
like
breakup of like the
little
main stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. Um. Yeah. One part that I haven't really enjoyed too much is like like the general exploration and like
yeah,
the challenge areas. Like I've gotten to a point where like I'm skipping past the challenge
yeah.
areas.
They're not
It's
as
kind of
they're not as fun as they were. Like Bayonetta. So it's weird. Like Bayonetta one's challenges were kind of hard, and then two I felt got a little bit easier. But these are like really hard. Um,
and they're like hit and miss too.
yeah, like some are like challenging, but kind of feel like they're fair. Then some are just I feel like unfair. And yeah, I think I'm with you. Well, I'll look at it, and then if I don't feel it, I just don't even worry about it. And yeah, like you said, also like I try to explore as much as possible, but it doesn't feel super rewarding. I mean, there is like chests
Yeah,
that you can get, but yeah, I feel like
it's not super
yeah,
rewarding.
I feel like it's not necessary. If they would have just like, I mean, and the levels aren't like huge. They're not like these giant areas, but yeah, it does feel a little unnecessary.
Yeah, and like I saw reports that Platinum was initially going to make this an open world game, and I'm really glad that they did not
Yeah, I
take
don't.
that route because I feel like it would have been really off-putting. It the report said that they like brought that to Nintendo or they like did some testing and there were pacing issues
Yeah,
for the game, and like I could definitely see that because like there
I
were a
don't.
few areas
I
when
like the combat and stuff, but I don't feel like the movement. I mean, the movement itself isn't super great when, especially at the one level when you're playing as Viola, and you're running through that giant sand area.
oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
that was because there is a couple spots that you can go back and kind of get some items and stuff like that before you go on with the regular story. And yeah, going to something like that, even as I mean, it's a bigger area, but I still think the movement is good enough for it to
yeah.
warrant something like a huge scale on a huge scale like the exploration.
Yeah. I know it feels like we're kind of like ragging on the game a little bit, but the combat like is really excellent.
Yeah,
Like I think it's the combat is like the best in the series. I don't know if Bayonetta 3 is my favorite so far. I think that might still be Bayonetta 2.
two is really good.
But
Two is really good.
yeah, 2 was pretty incredible, and I think 2 is like super concise
Yeah,
and cohesive, whereas like 3 just feels like a little bit more like all over the place.
yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, in terms of like the setting, obviously, like the environments obviously are all over the place because it's like a multiverse, and that's fine, but it doesn't feel as cohesive as an experience as Bayonetta 2 and maybe even Bayonetta 1 did.
Yeah, it's hard to
But
like. Yeah, it like as convoluted as the story is, like it kind of just throws you into it. Like it doesn't give you any really much backstory on like what are the like. I'm sure you'll like. I guess there'll probably be some explanation of what these humanoid creations are. But so far I haven't learned anything, or unless I missed it, I'm not sure. But yeah, like the story feels all over the place, and then as cool as the environments are, like you said, it does feel just kind of just kind of scattered.
Yeah.
And there's even some areas that you backtrack as other characters too. So I don't know.
Right. Right.
So I'm like, who? I'm like, why? So he's following her, and she. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Like who's leading? Who's the one that was through this first? Like just I don't know. Give me some context.
Yeah.
But if you're just, like, it's a character action game. You know, those are never about the story.
Yeah, and not that Bayonetta 1 and 2 story was like some be all end all storytelling. It really wasn't, but it's just in terms of like it being a more, like you said, concise experience. Bayonetta 3 is definitely not.
Yeah,
but yeah, really a really good game. A really solid action game.
Yeah, if you were a fan of Bayonetta 1 and 2, you're going to love this one. If you weren't a fan of those, I don't think this game will sell you on the franchise. But if you haven't played any of the Bayonetta games, I'd give it a shot. You know, I'd maybe pick up like Bayonetta 1 or 2 on sale first, and then try 3.
Yeah. Their on rails parts are much better though than 1 and 2, for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Those are pretty cool set pieces.
I will say that Bayonetta 3 has had some extremely cool set pieces. I just played one, and I don't want to spoil it, but it was very like musical.
Okay.
And sweet. They just do a great job of like creating these like crazy set pieces. Like at the end of chapter 3, there's one really cool moment. It's like the first like big boss that you face. You probably remember it. It's kind of like I don't even want to say it, but big, you know.
I'm trying to. I just did one last night, and that's the only one I can think of prior to that. But yeah,
Kaiju.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's a cool.
That's very cool stuff.
Yeah,
very cool stuff in Bayonetta 3.
Yeah, they definitely shake things up with like their boss fights and stuff. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, highly recommend if you like 1 and 2. Definitely pick it up and support it because it is a really good game. With those, minus those shortcomings, but
super ambitious.
Yeah, very very ambitious. It very much seems like this was supposed to be for some sort of next gen hardware, but here we are.
Yeah, definitely could have used.
Yeah,
the Switch 2. God,
maybe next year.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing I barely played was a game called The Ghost Song. And the only reason why I really even brought it up, Nick, is it's on Game Pass and it's on Switch. I only played about 20 minutes of it, but it definitely feels like a Metroidvania game. Yes. So I wanted to bring it up just in case you wanted to give it a shot. Well, God of War comes out in a couple of days, so maybe not. But yeah, you kind of wake up on this like planet. You're like this. They called you like a dreadnought or something like that.
Okay.
You wake up, you don't know what's going on, your memory's gone.
Of course.
Yeah, and you've got a gun, you got a blaster. And it's kind of cool. Like if you hold it down, it'll shoot, like kind of like rapid fire, and the longer you hold it, your gun heats up and the bullets actually slow down. But then there's also melee attacks too. So you can, if the gun is overheated and really hot, you actually do more damage on your melee attacks. And it's a 2D side scroller. So you can run, jump, all that good stuff. And then you aim like Metroid, where you can kind of aim in kind of any direction.
Like a free aim.
Yeah, like I think you hold down R, I think the R trigger, and you can kind of free aim. So. Bad time for it to come out for me personally because there's so much stuff to play. I still got to crack open Mario, but and then of course God of War here in a couple days. So I do want to play this though. It looks really cool. But
yeah, it sounds cool. I just looked up some screenshots.
Yeah,
and yeah. Looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. You want to dive into some news?
This news, yeah, had some pretty cool news this week.
Yeah, we did.
Actually, cool news today.
Yeah, there wasn't really a ton of news last week.
Yeah.
But Gears of War, we're getting a live action film on Netflix. I thought this would have already.
Batista.
Yes, dude. I thought they had already announced something that they were doing for live action Gears, or maybe it was in the works, or they had like discussions about it.
Maybe it was a show or something, because this is a movie.
Yeah, because I remember Batista wanted to play, which they absolutely like. He is Marcus Phoenix. Like you have to get him in.
It would be it would be the perfect casting.
Yeah. And then you can get like I don't know, The Rock as somebody.
The Rock is Dom.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so I think they're partnering with Coalition, right? Netflix and Coalition.
Yeah.
So
Partnering with Coalition. So I guess that's good.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like the Uncharted or the Last of Us show, where Naughty Dog is a big part of that. So hey, I mean, I love Gears. I love Gears as a franchise, so I would like to see it done right. In a live action film.
A little worried about Netflix being the driving force behind it.
Yeah, they might recast him after 2 seasons. Who knows?
Can't trust him as far as you can throw him at this point.
What do you think? They'll cancel it real quick or something?
Yeah, I think it'll be like a season 1 cancel.
Well, it's a movie, right? It's just a one movie thing.
Oh shoot, yeah, it's a movie. Yeah,
okay, I just making sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, you think they would if they do a TV show or something, maybe they throw it on Paramount Plus with Halo, but so we'll see.
They said they'd be open. Said they'd be open to doing other movies in the franchise.
Yeah,
or based on the franchise if this one
does well.
Does well.
Can't imagine why I wouldn't. I mean, Gears is a pretty popular franchise. So
yeah.
Nick, we got a little direct coming this week.
Don't say that. It's not a full scale direct.
It's an indie world. It's coming November 9th. On what's that? Wednesday.
Yep.
So 25 minutes, a long indie showcase.
Pretty long.
Nick, any predictions?
Well, I can't give you any predictions. I can tell you what I want to see, and that is Sports Story, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Sea of Stars.
Okay.
3 games that we absolutely will not see at this Indie World presentation.
So no, just stealth release of Silksong. You don't think?
No, I think that's out of the cards at this point.
Was it ever in the cards? Was that just like a
no. It's just because the first one was, I think the first one was stealth released.
Was it?
Wasn't it stealth released at E3, like E3 2018 or something? Maybe.
Yeah, I guess it was. I can't exactly, because I didn't actually play it till like 2020, so I didn't get into it back then. If they do show Silksong, do you think we get a trailer? And when do you think it comes out? Do you think it's this year, like December, or next year sometime, like late next year?
If they were to give a release date at this point, I think it would come out in December.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think they would show a release date if it's going to be 2023. Because like it is an indie game. Like it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't need a ton of marketing time.
Yeah. I mean, they know people.
I'm ready for it, man. We're eating good. We got so many games to play in the coming weeks, so we don't necessarily need it, but I just want it. We got a trailer not too long ago. But I just want confirmation that it's still coming out, in the near future.
I know, the last trailer we got was at Xbox's event.
Yeah, which I get it. I mean,
and that's when we learned that it was coming.
Too many games have put out a trailer or put out a release date, and then they just can't hit it. So, I mean, I get it. You don't want to give false hope for something that you can't hit or think you can hit. So, but yeah, that's exciting. I'm sure the YouTube comments for that will just be full of Tears of the Kingdom stuff and all that nonsense.
Yes, per tradition.
Yeah,
at this point.
per. You want to read the next one?
Yeah. So this is. I guess anyone could have guessed this, but there's some rumors, leaks, whatever you want to call it, that the PS5 Slim is reportedly scheduled to come out in Q3 of 2023 with production starting in Q2, and it's going to be a lot of changes to the like the outside of the PS5, making it slimmer, making it smaller, making it more compact. Dude, what's that?
I said the unpopped collar.
They're tucking that collar in. They're making it a little less annoying of a console. Yeah, dude, PS5, that console is so stupid looking. Like I tried to I unpacked it and I tried to set it up again, and it's one of the there's this stupid little thing that you have to put under your PS5 if you turn it sideways.
Yeah.
Because of the way that the PS5 is angled or shaped, you need a base underneath it to hold it in place. And I was like, I do not remember where to put this base.
I still love I think it was on Twitter. I don't know who did it. It was some Xbox employee. After the PS5 did their what was it, the unpacking or I don't know, they were taking apart the spec or taking apart the PS5 and showing the whole circle thing you have to use to turn it sideways, and they just took the Xbox Series and it was just did it sideways and it was just nothing. Is PS5, is it the worst console design ever?
In terms of ergonomic, in terms of the ergonomics of the console,
yeah. I'm not talking about necessarily about sleekness. It looks it looks like a cool thing. Well, let me take that back. It looks like a concept that someone made on Google or something and posted it. But I don't know. Is it the worst design console as far as just being able to turn sideways and have just normal?
And specifically in terms of that, I would say yeah. I think wasn't the PS3 pretty bad about that, or it was just too bulky to turn it sideways.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because the PS3, the original one, was kind of, it had a curve to it, so you could turn it. And I think didn't the PS2 you had to have a stand with it too to turn it sideways?
You did, yeah.
They've always been weird about their side. The PS5 is meant to be sideways, right? And then you have to take out the screw and then make it
right
horizontal.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be. Meant to be sideways or vertical?
Vertical.
Meant to be yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on what you want to do, but
yeah. But it comes out of the box ready to go vertical, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you have to screw. I don't screw on the little base because I'm not gonna do that because it's fine.
Yeah.
If it falls over a little bit.
I mean, you don't have kids, you don't have animals and stuff. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. The Wii needed a base to turn it vertical. That.
You're right. Yeah, it did.
Silver based.
Yeah.
But that was easy. You just pop it onto it.
Yeah, it was super easy. And the Wii U was kind of weird. It had the two little things you have to put into the vents in it to make it stand up.
Oh, the Wii U might have been the worst. That was weird too.
Yeah, the Wii U had a lot going on, especially if you were a pro controller user.
Yeah,
and you didn't use the tablet at all.
Or yeah. Comfortability wise, the Wii U was pretty bad.
That might have to be one of our rankings. As far as design goes, what's top tier, what's F tier. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. But the Series X, man, that one's, it's bulky.
it's bulky and it's just like a giant rectangle. But it's fine. Like, I don't know. Well, it's really big too. I don't know.
They're both really big. I mean, comparing the Series X to the PS5 is pretty ginormous.
Yeah, if you have like a regular TV stand, like they're pretty much meant to be like on the top. Like there's no middle, like putting it in the middle of your TV stand for the most part, unless you just have like a big gap or whatever.
Like mine fits, but I have big gaps.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they made that way so you walk in, you're like, what is that thing? You're like, oh, it's my PS5, my Xbox Series X.
A router?
Is that a mini fridge?
As a matter of fact.
Although Target's got the mini fridge on sale, I think, for like $80 plus a $20 gift card. So,
ooh, not bad.
Yeah. Which I did see. It was funny. I went to Target like a month ago, and there was like these 3 guys that they were all carrying a mini fridge, or 2 of them were carrying the mini fridge. They're like, we can't believe they have them here, and like there was one left, and they told their friend, they're like, dude, you have to get a mini fridge, and he's like, man, I don't want that. And then like I went around to look at something else and came back, and they had put him back.
Why'd they change their minds?
I don't know. Maybe because they thought how ridiculous it was.
Yeah.
You want to read the next one? Well, I guess we didn't really finish, but I think that's absolutely there. I mean, there's been rumors about them doing like a revision and stuff like that.
For the PS5.
For the PS5, like Slim. Do you think it'll be the same price though? Because they just had the price hike. Do you think there'll be a cheaper one, or maybe they just eliminate the discless version? I don't know. It's hard. Yeah, they might usually the revisions are like $100 cheaper or something like that. Typically speaking.
Yeah, I could see them trying to replace the discless version. I don't know how well that version is doing. I can't imagine it's doing too well.
I don't ever see them on. Like I never seen. I would say I've never seen them on shelves, but I've never seen the regular one either. But I don't ever see like pictures like marketing for the black box. So I don't know. I wouldn't want the discless version. That's just me. But
yeah, not for 400.
Yeah,
that's a tough. They should have tried to do 300 or 350 for the discless.
Yeah,
it maybe made it smaller. I don't know, like less storage or something.
Yeah, that could have been an interesting idea.
But it makes sense. Q3 2023. That's 3 years after launch. That's pretty in line with what they've done with the PS3.
Yeah,
PS4. Did they have a PS4 Slim?
Yeah, they did.
Or did they?
Did they?
They did. You're right. Yeah, they did, because they had one with it. They had the PS4 had the two layers.
Yes.
The
PS
Slim had one
layer, and the
Pro had 3.
They love their layers, man.
Like a burger.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally forgot about the Slim for the PS4.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16 reportedly a Sony exclusive for at least 6 months. No idea how long it actually is. We kind of heard similar things about Final Fantasy 7 remake, and it's still not on.
Yeah, it's still not there.
Anything else? So, or I guess it's on PC, but
yeah. I don't know, man. Like Sony right now is just funny. Like,
I think.
Good.
No, you had.
I was just gonna say with like, especially with the Activision Blizzard deal, like I just feel like they're keeping all their cards on the in their hand right now. They're not playing anything. They're not letting people know, just because they don't want to add fuel to the fire for that acquisition. So I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was just exclusive. Period. I didn't know there was gonna be like a timed thing. But
yeah, same here.
Which is fine. I mean, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. But I thought it was supposed to be just exclusive all the way around and not timed. And if it's just 6 months, if that's like the rumor, that's also kind of weird. Like, why would Square even, unless they just got paid like an absurd amount of money?
I'm sure they did.
6 months is like kind of nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, I could wait 6 months to play Final Fantasy 16. But yeah, I think what happened was at the beginning of this generation, because Sony just had so much clout and so much power, after the PS4, Xbox One generation, that they nailed down all these exclusive deals, like with Deathloop, with Final Fantasy Remake, like Ghostwire, Tokyo, like a bunch of these games, they got these like a year-long, 6-month, whatever exclusive deals, and now they're in a weird spot because they're trying to say, like, with all this Activision stuff going on, they're trying to say, well, hey, like that's gonna take away our power in the market. That's gonna take away our share of our piece of the pie, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because like that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, granted, on a smaller scale, like this is Final Fantasy versus Call of Duty. It's two different beasts.
But it's the same conversation we had before. That's exactly what PlayStation did in the PS4 era. They gobbled up all the exclusives and all the exclusive content and play these maps 6 months early or 3 months early with Call of Duty, pre-order Call of Duty. Like, I don't know. It's such just a dumb argument. Like, I don't know, man. I think third-party exclusives are ridiculous anyways. Have your first-party stuff and then, go from there. Like, it's always kind of bothered me that one console will get exclusive, because that makes the other, like, the other iteration of that game less valuable, or as far as like the gamer's time goes and what the content is in there. Like Spider-Man's only for Avengers, which who cares about Avengers, but like that's one thing. Like, so
but like,
yeah, that stuff's
the
a
point
little
still stands. Like,
thanks, buddy.
Trying to think of like Elden Ring. Like, what if there was an exclusive like dungeon for Elden Ring for PlayStation players? Like, that would be, I don't know, like stuff like that, where like stuff like that probably happened in the last generation that I'm not thinking of, where like there was like a big chunk of exclusive content that went to PlayStation or Xbox, and like that kind of stuff is just it's dumb. Like, have your first party, have your exclusives, but you shouldn't. Number one, you shouldn't be paying someone to keep their games off of a service.
Yeah.
Number two, you shouldn't really be paying to keep games off of another platform either, because that's just like, it's almost like rigging the game a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not giving a fair shot to the other console maker.
But hey, like, if you're Square Enix, like, you get a ton of money up front from PlayStation to have it 6 or a year month exclusive, and then in that next year, Xbox is like, hey man, let's get this on Game Pass. Here's a ton of other money. So I mean,
yeah,
maybe it works out for third parties, like in that aspect. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired of the debate. I'm tired of the argument. Like you said, first party stuff, go for it. But third party stuff, it's a little annoying.
Yeah. Maybe third party studios, like, they get another shot at releasing their game. Like with Ghostwire, like maybe that's going to do better on Xbox than it did on PlayStation, because I'm sure it didn't sell like super well on PlayStation. So maybe it like gives these games like another breath of light, or rather another breath of life.
Yeah, that is true too, because I think I wonder what like the downloads were for like Deathloop. Cause, I mean, I was very much interested in playing that game whenever it first launched, because it got tons of Game of Year awards and stuff like that, and so yeah, maybe it works out for the third party people. But yeah, if you're just like a gamer that has one console, just chooses, and then all of a sudden you're locked out of stuff and paying the same price. Like, it's different if be like, okay, Call of Duty for Xbox is $50. But if you pay $10 more on the PlayStation, you get, all these maps or something. They don't do that. So yeah, it's a little frustrating with that stuff. But yeah, I want to play Final Fantasy 16. I did not play 15.
Dude, you gotta play 15.
It was on Game Pass for a while, and you played it, and then I think I had some other stuff going on or other games I was playing and just missed out. So
I know some people were lukewarm on it, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was such a fun game.
Well, after they went in and like redid everything.
Yeah. I mean, I came in at the right time. I came like 5 years after release, after they fixed everything.
It's like Mass Effect, like they made that ending better, I guess. So, next story is GTA 5 has reached 170 million copies sold. The total GTA franchise as a whole has sold 385 million. So the fact that GTA is half of that or a little less than half of that is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always forget how just big GTA 5 is, just because I haven't personally played it in 5 years, but I mean that thing just continues to sell. I mean, I think they sold like 5 million this quarter alone, which is like, who doesn't have GTA 5?
It was 1 million this quarter.
It was 1 million this quarter. Okay, I'm sorry.
And now that was their lowest quarter ever. Was 1 million copies. That was their worst quarter.
Some games don't even sell 1 million. Like, who doesn't have GTA 5 at this point? And granted, I know they have like the Series X versions, PS5. People are probably just double dipping, which is, that makes sense. But and then Red Dead Redemption has sold 70 million copies, which is huge.
Is that a franchise or is that the first game?
I think it's just Redemption. Oh no, let me say. I'm sorry, Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 as a franchise has sold 70 million. Okay. So still, that's
pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
I still need to go back and finish 2.
I do too. They put it on Game Pass for like a month, and I played it for like a couple hours, and I don't know, man. I don't love the moving in Rockstar games. Like, it just feels very like it doesn't feel like very tight.
Heavy.
Yeah, it feels very heavy and just I don't know. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I want to go back and at least play it and try to finish it. But I know that game's massive, so just the thought of an open world game right now is just insane.
Yeah.
Honestly. Let's see.
Got some Metacritic.
Metacritic. You want to go through those?
Yeah. So obviously, every single outlet in the entire world reviewed God of War Ragnarok last week. I think last time I checked, it was like 120 reviews.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, and it's sitting at a 94, which is I think exactly what God of War 2018 landed on as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing. I mean, it means it's just as good, if not better. I would say it's harder for a sequel to score better than the original in this day and age.
That is true. Yeah.
So like it scoring at least a 94 is really good.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feeling. Are you excited?
I don't know if I'm going to pick it up this week or not. Because I really want to finish Bayonetta, and I don't know. I definitely want to play it though.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. I've watched a few videos on it, just watching a couple like reviews around the internet. It looks exactly what I want from a sequel, just kind of more improved combat. I think like the weapon the items, the way you upgrade your weapons is less tedious. I think it's like a little more streamlined. The boss fights sound better.
Story sounds amazing.
Story sounds incredible. So yeah,
blown open.
Yeah, I'll probably cave and pick it up in the next couple of days, but we'll see. But yeah, I have to play it. It sounds just incredible.
Yeah, like the only negatives I've heard is it can feel a little bit long in the tooth, a little bit bloated in the mid sections of the game, or like kind of near the end. Like I listened to one podcast, Kind of Funny podcast, and they were saying that they thought it was going to end like 6 times.
Really?
It's one of those like there's like, oh my god, there's like so many big moments, and you think it's like, oh, this is it, and then it just never ends.
Yeah.
So Yeah, if that's the only negative, that it's a little bit too long.
It's
then
I think people said it was about 25 to 27 hours, 25 to 30.
Yeah, and
Without
that's
doing
just
everything.
mainlining it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, like I don't, it's not an open world game. So if I'm in for like a good long adventure, I'm ready. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like exactly what I would want. Like I played a handful of shorter games
Yeah.
recently, and this sounds like the perfect next game.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped. I'm excited.
It sounds like a really good holiday game where you have some time off. You can just kind of just deep dive. So, and it's was it Nimble Winter? What is it?
Fimble Winter.
Fimble Winter. Okay, so yeah, takes perfect timing.
Yeah. Oh, it's in season.
Yeah, yeah. I'm ready for it, man. I'm. You're getting me hyped up now. Yeah.
This is gonna be one of those wake up at 6 a.m. games.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like Elden Ring.
We'll see.
Wake up early, start it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then what is Sonic at right now on Metacritic?
Hey man, it's sitting at a pretty 73.
That is exactly where I thought that it would land. It was the low 70s, which is fine. I mean, that's
it. Okay, so I was looking at previous Sonic scores, specifically 3D Sonic. I was looking at Sonic Boom, Sonic. Oh, what was the most recent one?
Colors was like the remake one.
Forces.
Okay.
Sorry, I was thinking of the 3D ones. Yeah, that one was sitting at like a 58. So like these 3D Sonic games lately have been like just straight up objectively bad. So seeing like Frontiers like get a couple of 9s, a couple of 8s, a couple of 7s, like
the 9s seemed a little paid offish. I don't know, man.
No. I think people like it's one of those games where you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it.
Okay.
And it sounds like very like Tony Hawk-esque.
Okay.
You're grinding on these rails. You're trying not to lose momentum. You're just like running around this world, and it sounds like there's always something to do. And from the sound of it, like it sounds like all like relatively rewarding. It's just janky.
Yeah,
it's janky. Like a Sonic game is always janky.
Well, even in the trailers, you could see pop in. Like I heard,
I
heard like platforms would pop in like right before you were supposed to be landing on them. So, at least it's solid, right? Like that's the main thing. It's like if this would have came in at like low 60s, high 50s, like that would have sucked for Sonic fans. I'm not a Sonic fan. I think, again, I'll say this again. I think Sonic is a bad platformer. I just think it's bad. And granted, I haven't really played a lot of the 3D ones, but obviously I think the 2D ones are the most like revered, and I really don't think those are that fun. But glad the Sonic fans have a solid,
a good game,
a good third person Sonic game.
7's good, man. 7 is a good score.
Yeah, I mean. Hey man, I like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. That's like a 70s game. I love that game a lot. If you were to go in that and not being a Dragon Ball fan, you'd be like, oh yeah, this sucks. But I liked it, so
I saw a tweet today that I really resonated with, and it said, I can't remember who posted it, but they said a 7 out of 10 game that you really love is better than a 10 out of 10 game that everybody loves.
Yeah,
I was like, man, that's kind of true. Like a game that gets a 10 out of 10 from every outlet is a game that tries to appeal to the masses.
Yeah.
And that's no slight to God of War Ragnarok, because I know everyone's going to point to that. But if you have a game that's divisive, like some people are giving it a 6 out of 10, some people are giving it a 10 out of 10, then that means it's really taking chances, and it's going to find like that niche of people that that is like their favorite game ever.
Yeah. So, I want to try it out. I heard all the copies that were sent out were oddly just PS5 only copies. And they went out obviously a day before. So it sounds like the Switch is probably going to be pretty rough if the PS5 is having some janky issues, and the Series X and S may have some issues. And this is just me speculating, but because they're, you know, they've got to account for both versions. Like maybe that'll cause some more jankiness. So who knows?
Well, I heard that the reason that Frontiers like visually doesn't look super good, like it looks okay, but like it doesn't look excellent, is because they had the Switch version in mind.
Okay.
And they like kind of like built a version from the ground up for the Switch and wanted it to have similar parity to, you know, the PC release and the PlayStation and the Xbox releases.
That'll probably be the best seller anyways, is the Switch version.
You think so?
Probably.
You think a lot of Sonic fans are on the Switch?
I think so. I mean, there's a lot of Sonic ports and stuff like that are on the Switch already, so
yeah.
I don't know.
Man, gotta
We'll
respect Sonic fans. They just live through like so many terrible games, and
I mean,
just keep on holding on.
I guess appreciate another. I feel for the Sonic community like I do like the Lions football team. They suck every year. They suck every year. It doesn't matter. It's a heartbreaker. You feel like they should get a win, but they just somehow just don't. And that's how I feel about the Sonic games. So yeah, I mean, Sonic Frontiers sounds like it's all right.
It sounds like it's a win for Sonic fans.
Yeah.
And that's really what matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta love Sonic.
Glad you guys
love
got
Sonic.
one. I might pick this game up. It made me more excited for it, honestly.
Yeah, if it goes on sale for like Black Friday or something. Granted, I mean it just came out. It comes out tomorrow, so like that's a super quick turnaround game, and it's not a Ubisoft game. Like if a Ubisoft game ever comes out like 2 weeks before Black Friday, chill out, man. Just wait.
I should have waited on Mario and Rabbids, considering I put it down to play Bayonetta.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know if that would go on sale, because that one didn't go on sale for a while until, you know, after.
What's a while? Like 2 months?
Like 2 years, I didn't go on sale.
No.
It was like 2
went
years,
on sale.
wasn't it?
No.
Maybe not.
It went on sale pretty soon after it.
Okay.
I don't know. It went down to $15 like it always does.
Yeah.
I can actually look.
I don't know. But like if Skull and Bones came out, like I think it was supposed to come out like now, wouldn't it? Like that would have been like $30 on Black Friday.
Yeah, that would have been $30.
Yeah.
I can't see it. It did go on sale pretty early.
I thought it was like at least a year or so after it came out before it went on sale, but I could be wrong. I think it came out in like June or July, like of 2018 or 27. Was it 2017?
Yeah.
Any last thoughts on Sonic, Nick? I do want to play it. I do want to try it out. I wish they would have put out a demo for it, but maybe it's not a good idea. I don't know.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if a demo would have helped. But yeah. Honestly, like I watched some reviews and like it looks kind of fun. It looks all right.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll catch it when it goes on sale. I got too much other stuff to play to worry about Sonic right now.
Yeah. To worry about the headspace of Sonic fans.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's gonna wrap everything up. Nick, I guess just to put our plans into place, at some point, I think we're gonna take the week off of Thanksgiving, right? Just because there's generally not a lot of news, and we'll be together anyways during that week. But so we plan on recording Xenoblade and A Plague's Tale spoiler cast, and I'll put them on the feed probably during like the week of Thanksgiving or whatever. That way there's something there for you guys to listen to. So we got that coming up. And then next week we're going to do, what'd you say we were going to do? Some sort of special thing for the 3-year anniversary?
Just talking about our favorite moments.
Favorite moments.
Favorite moments. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll obviously probably... Is Callisto the last game that comes out like in December that we are kind of wanting to play?
Mm-hmm.
So probably
yeah.
When do you want to do like our Game of the Year podcast? Do you want to wait until after the holidays, or do you want to do it right before Christmas?
Sorry, I'm just seeing when exactly it comes out.
I think it's December 2nd.
I bet we could squeeze it in. I bet we could do it before the holidays.
Do the Game of the Year stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless like Hollow Knight comes out late December. I don't know.
Yeah, unless Hollow Knight drops like. I mean, because I have the week after Thanksgiving the week after Christmas all off.
Okay.
So even if we did that right after that's totally fine because I won't be really doing anything else. So
yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so game of the year stuff.
Kind of late December.
Yeah, probably late December, and then we'll be streaming the Game Awards.
Game Awards. Okay, when is that? Is that's December 7th?
I think that's December 7th. Yeah, it's on a Thursday.
Okay. Cool.
It's December 8th. It's a Thursday.
December 8th. Okay.
When that comes out.
Yeah, we'll be streaming that. It'll be fun. Might get some Elden Ring DLC. We'll see.
Oh, dude,
see what happens.
I want to go back, man. I want to go back to the lands. Lands in between.
Take me back.
Take me
back to the island.
Take me back, please. And then anything else?
I think just Pokemon. Oh wait, sorry, you're talking about
Well, I mean, is there anything else that we want to do like special for the show? Any other? Oh, I do want to do a ranking or like a discussion about how well like Nintendo, Sony, or PlayStation and Xbox did like as individually, like maybe like give them a grade.
Okay, like this year.
Yeah, this year. Like we'll talk everything like their marketing, their games, whatever, and we'll give them a grade, and I think that would be a cool thing.
Yeah, let's do that too.
So yeah, awesome.
Cool.
So yeah, well, that's gonna wrap up the show, guys. Next week, Nick, you will definitely be talking about God of War. I may be a part of that discussion. If not, I will have probably lots of questions about it, how good it is and amazing it is.
How perfect it is.
How perfect it is. 10 out of 10. Play it. I'll probably finish up Bayonetta 3 this week. I may jump into Mario, or I may just wait for Mario for Thanksgiving. I haven't decided yet. Because God of War, man. God of War.
Dude, I don't know. I'll text you Wednesday morning. Let you know how cool it is.
Yeah.
you'll have picked it up.
Just send me like a 30-second like screen like video clip, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick it up.
I'm in.
I've got my PS4 ready. I got it updated. I think I've got enough memory available. I'm sure it's a big download.
I think it's like 80 gigs, 80 to 100.
Oh God, I definitely don't have enough.
God of War,
yeah. But yeah, Nick, where can they follow us on our socials?
On Twitter, you can follow us at GamingWTBros. You can email us at gamingwiththebroscast@yahoo.com. You follow us on TikTok at gamingwiththebroscast. I'll be posting probably some God of War stuff, some early game God of War stuff next week. So be on the lookout for that. Instagram, Game with the Broscast, and then all that stuff is in the description as well. So just check us out on there.
Sweet. All right. Well, that was episode 146. Appreciate everyone that has been listening. Again, if you can leave us a review over on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcasting service, that would be super great. Definitely helps us out a lot. And other than that, happy God of War week, guys. It's
happy
awesome.
God of War. Hey, happy Sonic week too. Come on, okay, give it up for the Sonic people in the back. Come on, Harrison.
Sonic and God of War, baby.
Going head to head.
Yeah. Just and remember, the most important thing of all, if you're on Twitter, use your critical thinking. All right, guys.
And with that, we bid you farewell.
We bid you adieu. Bye bye.